And turning to the world of sports, the San Francisco 49ers and Arizona Cardinals are divisional rivals, but they've gotten pretty friendly while sharing the same stadium. But how long will it last? Cronkite News Refresh takes a closer look.
Hi, I'm with Sarandon and Amna, and today we're going to talk about the social media conversation that's been surrounding the 49ers coming down to play at the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. So, Sarandon, can you tell me a little bit about what's going on in that situation?
So essentially, Santa Clara County, where the 49ers play in San Francisco, has announced that it will not allow any contact sports from any levels. That's high school, college, and even professional, as we're seeing in the NFL with the San Francisco 49ers. So what that means is that the 49ers had nowhere to play for the last half of the season. And the Arizona Cardinals graciously opened their arms and were like, hey, come on down to State Farm Stadium. You can welcome here. So now both the San Francisco 49ers are playing in the Cardinals Stadium with the Cardinals for their last couple of games. And this ban for contact sports has gone on from November 30th until December 21st, at least. It may extend past that, but for now, the San Francisco 49ers are here to stay for the rest of the season.
Yeah, so bring it back to the social media thing. These two teams have really been bonding over social media. One would say that they might have established some sort of social media friendship. And that's really awesome to see. I mean, Amna, have you ever seen anything like this with two teams in the NFL before? Or is this really a first time thing?
It's definitely a little bit unheard of with two teams that are division rivals and they're playing in the same stadium. They've had some really, like you mentioned, a lot of fun on social media. They've done some stepbrother memes where what they're discussing Wi-Fi passwords and things like that. They've also been wishing each other good luck on the games as they're playing in the same area. So it's been fun to watch, but we'll see what happens as things get more competitive.
Yeah, right. All fun and games until it gets serious. Sarandon, how do you think this will play out for the rest of the season once they have established a more competitive nature?
I mean, I think it's going to be very interesting. You're going to see a lot of, I think that camaraderie on social media might go away pretty fast. But as of right now, they are being very nice and gracious to each other, especially for teams being in the same division. But something to look out for in the future is the field condition. State Farm Stadium isn't necessarily used to having four teams play on it every single week. You know, you have the home and away team for both teams. So instead, it's used to just having the Cardinals and whoever they were playing. So field conditions might be degrading towards the end of the season when the playoffs are coming nearer and those games get a little bit more crucial to win. So that might be something to keep an eye out for.
Now, how do you think it's going to play out?
It's hard to say exactly. With 4 games left in the schedule, they have relatively the same strength of schedule and how tough it will be. The Cardinals are up 1 game on the 49ers at 6-6. So we'll see how things progress, but they're definitely still vying for that last playoff spot. There's a couple other teams outside of this division also fighting for that spot. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so obviously one of the big reasons that the 49ers had to come and play at the Cardinal Stadium is because Santa Clara no longer allows contact sports to be played at this moment. But what does that COVID number comparison kind of come down to between these two locations? I mean, Santa Clara, Maricopa County. Sarandon, what does that look like?
So that's actually one of the biggest talking points about this whole situation, right? Because Santa Clara County has been very strict when it comes to trying to restrict the spread of COVID-19 as much as possible. Right now, their current numbers of total cases is around 40,000, a little bit over actually. And here in Maricopa County, it's a lot higher. It's around 228,000 total cases. So the allowance of play in Santa Clara County is obviously trying to keep the spread of COVID-19 to as little as possible. But then when you look at here in Maricopa County, we're being a little bit more lax about our rules when it comes to our sports, especially our professional sports like the NFL. And it's definitely a talking point, to say the least, in seeing how the difference between the states and what they're allowing for their professional sports.
Yeah, and to Sarandon's point, the cases have been a lot higher in Maricopa, while the county is much larger than Santa Clara. It was reported a week before Thanksgiving that by population per 100,000, Santa Clara was recording 19.1 cases, and Maricopa County was over 50.1. So that's a pretty big discrepancy between the two cases. And it just, like Sarannan said, it goes to show the different regulations and restrictions that each state has.
No, absolutely. As we always say, these are such unprecedented times. So it's just interesting to see how all these things are handled so differently, state to state, city to city, that type of thing. But for the time being, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And it's definitely going to be fun to have two NFL teams in Arizona for a while. So thank you both. Really appreciate it.